Tonight for dinner, I made this creamy and delicious chicken pot pie soup. We have been on a big soup kick, and this one was one of my favorites. Really easy to make as always. So first in your crock pot, put a pound of chicken in there, and then season that how you'd like. I did this buttery garlic and herb seasoning and some salt and pepper. And then I added this bag of peas and carrots. And then I did about 4 potatoes. I peeled mine and then chopped them into little cubes. Then just add those to your crock pot. And now I am adding an onion as well, and you can add any veggies you really want to this. And then I'm adding 2 cups of chicken broth. So I added the 3 right away, and then I'm saving a cup right here, and then I'm gonna melt down a block of cream cheese in the microwave with that, just so it's not all lumpy and stuff whenever you add it to your crock pot. And then I did season this again really well with some of that garlic and herb seasoning and some pepper. So I cooked this on high for about 4 hours or so, maybe 3 hours, and then I chopped up that chicken, added it back in, and then I'm adding 1.5 cups of whipping cream with 1/4 cup of cornstarch. I whisked that up, and then I added that in and cooked it for another 30 minutes or so everything gets nice and creamy and thick. This soup was incredible. We topped it with some biscuits, and we will definitely be making this again. Today I made this delicious pizza soup that had the kids asking for seconds. It was really easy to make too. So you could make this on the stovetop or the crock pot. Either way, I'm doing the crock pot. So first to my crock pot, I added 2 jars of the traditional pasta sauce, and then I filled them up with low sodium chicken broth and dumped those in. I just forgot to record that. That's why I'm showing empty jars. And then a block of stuffed cream cheese. And then I cooked that pound of Italian sausage, and I'm throwing that into my crock pot. And then you're gonna add whatever pizza toppings you want. I'm doing black olives and pepperoni, but you could add peppers, onions, mushrooms, whatever you want. I would saute the mushrooms and the onions and peppers if you do add those. Then I added this whole bag of shredded mozzarella cheese, and then I cooked it on high for like 4 hours until everything was nice and melted. And make sure you season this really well with some garlic powder and Italian seasoning. When this was all finished cooking, I topped mine with some shredded Parmesan cheese, some croutons, and a little bit of red pepper flakes. This was definitely a big hit at my house. I hope you guys get this one to try. Let me know if you do. Today is such a busy day here, so I made this really comforting, really delicious broccoli cheese soup, and I also made this giant grilled cheese to dip it in. I knew the kids were gonna like that one. This is really easy to make, not a ton of ingredients involved. First, you're gonna chop up 4 cups of broccoli. You're gonna chop them pretty small. Well, it really depends on what you kind of want. I should have done a little smaller, honestly. And then about 1 to 2 cups of shredded carrots. And then I'm doing a whole onion all chopped up as well. And you could add more veggies in there if you'd wanted to. And then I do 4 cups of low sodium chicken broth with 1/4 cup of cornstarch. And then 2 big scoops of minced garlic and just salt and pepper to taste. I'll add some more of that later. You're just going to pour this all into your crock pot and then add a stick of butter. You're going to cook this on high or low. I did high for about 3 hours. And then after those 3 hours, you're going to put a cup of heavy whipping cream in there. And then all of your shredded cheese. I did 2 pounds of shredded Colby Jack. So you're going to let this melt all up. And you can save some of this soup or split this recipe in half. All right, and then I made this giant grilled cheese with that dollar French bread from Walmart. So I'm cutting the top off and the bottom off, and then flipping it over, doing my butter just like a normal grilled cheese. I just thought this was a lot easier than making like 6 grilled cheeses. So we're doing it like this, topping with my cheese, and then the flip was the hardest part. I thought I was going to burn myself, but I did not. I was pretty impressed with myself here. It turned out really good too. I sliced those up thin like little dippers for our soup, and this was so tasty. I hope you guys give this one a try. Let me know if you do. Today I made the most delicious chicken alfredo soup all in the crock pot. This was really easy to make too. First I took about 1 pound of chicken and I seasoned that real well. And then I took a jar of alfredo sauce, and then I took some chicken broth, filled that jar up, dumped it in, and then filled the jar up halfway again, and then dumped that in. And then I added another jar of alfredo sauce, and then I filled that jar up one more time with some chicken broth. So then I seasoned it real well again with this garlic Parmesan seasoning. And then I did about 1 cup of chopped carrots in here. And then I put this on high for about 3 hours or so, chopped up my chicken, put it back in there, and then added 1 cup or so of shredded Parmesan cheese, and then some spinach all chopped up. And then I added about 1 cup or so of noodles. And then in about 30 minutes, those noodles were all done cooking. And then I topped my soup with some more shredded Parmesan cheese, some cooked bacon, and then some croutons too. This was probably the most delicious soup I have ever had, and it's easy. I couldn't recommend this one more. I hope you guys give this a try. Let me know if you do.